The NPC Dilemma, unveiling the disparity between players and non-player characters. In this video, we will explore a controversial perspective that posits the whole world is creating more NPCs, while players exploit them as mere pawns in their pursuit of wealth and power. We will delve into the alleged conspiracy against NPCs, examining the widening gap between players and non-player characters and the potential implications on society. Please subscribe the channel as we go ahead. The NPCs, a growing majority. NPCs, akin to their video game counterparts, represent individuals who go about their lives with limited autonomy, often relegated to menial tasks and supporting roles. In this context, NPCs can be likened to the common folk of the real world. They may be individuals working in low-paying jobs, struggling to make ends meet, and lacking opportunities for upward mobility. NPCs are often dependent on players for employment, resources, and guidance. As the world increasingly relies on automation and artificial intelligence, the proportion of individuals fulfilling roles akin to NPCs may indeed be growing. The rise of gig economy and precarious employment further contributes to the proliferation of NPCs. The players, an elite few. On the other hand, players symbolize a select group of individuals who possess exceptional wealth, power, and influence. Like the protagonists in video games, they navigate the world with agency, making choices and reaping the rewards of their endeavors. In the real world, players are often the wealthy elite, corporate magnates, influential politicians, or high-profile celebrities who enjoy privileges and advantages that NPCs can only dream of. The disparity in wealth and power between players and NPCs is stark, with the former holding significant control over the economic and social landscape. The disparity, a widening gulf. The alleged conspiracy against NPCs stems from the growing disparity between players and non-player characters. As players amass wealth and power, NPCs are left to grapple with diminishing opportunities and a declining quality of life. Economic policies, systemic inequalities, and the concentration of resources in the hands of the few contribute to this widening gulf. The players benefit from the labor of NPCs, exploiting their services and paying them meager wages while accumulating vast fortunes. This disparity often leads to a cycle of poverty and limited socioeconomic mobility for NPCs, further reinforcing the divide. Reasons for the NPC exploitation. 1. Capitalistic systems. In many societies, capitalist systems prioritize profit generation, perpetuating a cycle of wealth accumulation for the players while leaving NPCs in a state of perpetual disadvantage. The pursuit of profit often leads to the exploitation of labor, with NPCs serving as a means to an end rather than being treated as equal participants in the economy. The relentless pursuit of profit and growth often comes at the expense of fair compensation and dignified working conditions for NPCs. 2. Lack of empathy. The players may view NPCs as mere resources to be utilized for their own gain. The lack of empathy towards the struggles and aspirations of NPCs perpetuates their marginalized status, further exacerbating the disparity. The dehumanization of NPCs and the failure to recognize their inherent value as individuals contribute to their exploitation and disenfranchisement. 3. Power dynamics. The players, with their wealth and influence, hold significant power over NPCs. This power asymmetry allows players to shape policies and systems that benefit their interests while disregarding the well-being of NPCs. The disproportionate power wielded by players enables them to enact policies and practices that perpetuate the exploitation and marginalization of NPCs, further entrenching the divide. 4. Lack of social safety nets. The absence of robust social safety nets exacerbates the vulnerability of NPCs. Limited access to healthcare, education, and social support further entrenches the cycle of poverty and hinders the socioeconomic mobility of NPCs. The lack of adequate social safety nets leaves NPCs vulnerable to economic shocks and perpetuates their precarious circumstances, making it difficult for them to break free from the cycle of poverty. Implications and potential solutions. 1. Social unrest. The growing disparity between players and NPCs can fuel social unrest and discontent. As NPCs witness their quality of life deteriorating while the players amass wealth, tensions can escalate, leading to protests and social upheaval. Addressing this unrest requires a thorough examination of the systemic issues that perpetuate the divide. Social unrest can serve as a catalyst for change, prompting society to re-evaluate existing power structures and work towards a more equitable future. 2. Inequality reinforcement. The concentration of wealth and power in the hands of players perpetuates existing inequalities, hindering social mobility and stifling opportunities for NPCs to improve their circumstances. Efforts to address this issue should focus on breaking down systemic barriers and providing equitable opportunities for all individuals. By addressing systemic barriers and creating opportunities for socioeconomic mobility, society can work towards dismantling existing inequalities and empowering NPCs. 3. Collective action. NPCs can unite, organize, and demand fair treatment, better wages, and improved working conditions. By advocating for their rights and raising awareness about the challenges they face, NPCs can challenge the status quo and strive for a more equitable society. Collective action can be a powerful force for change, and by mobilizing, NPCs can push for fair labor practices and policies that uplift their well-being. Through collective action, NPCs can amplify their voices and effect meaningful change in their working conditions and socioeconomic status. 4. A government intervention. Governments can play a crucial role in addressing the disparity between players and NPCs, implementing policies that promote income redistribution, providing social safety nets, and ensuring fair labor practices can help mitigate the impact of the alleged conspiracy. Government intervention is critical in creating a more inclusive and equitable society, and policies should be designed to uplift the most vulnerable members of society. By implementing policies that prioritize the well-being of NPCs, governments can work towards creating a society where all individuals have the opportunity to thrive and prosper. 5. Empathy and awareness. Players can foster empathy and awareness towards the struggles of NPCs. By recognizing their contributions and treating them with fairness and dignity, players can contribute to a more inclusive and equitable society. Building empathy and awareness can lead to a more compassionate and just society where the well-being of all individuals is valued and prioritized. By engaging in acts of empathy and demonstrating an understanding of the challenges faced by NPCs, players can contribute to a more equitable world. 6. Education and empowerment. Empowering NPCs through education and skill development can be a transformative approach to addressing the disparity. By providing access to quality education, vocational training, and skill development programs, NPCs can acquire the tools needed to improve their socioeconomic circumstances. Empowering NPCs through education and skill development can create pathways for socioeconomic mobility and enable them to pursue opportunities for personal and professional growth. By investing in their education and providing avenues for skill acquisition, society can empower NPCs to break free from the cycle of poverty and contribute meaningfully to the economy and society. 7. Redefining success. Society should redefine success beyond material wealth and power. By valuing and recognizing diverse forms of contributions, such as care work, community service, and creative endeavors, the focus can shift from a narrow definition of success centered around accumulation to one that prioritizes well-being, happiness, and a more inclusive notion of prosperity. This shift in mindset can help challenge the existing power dynamics and pave the way for a more equitable world. Conclusion. The alleged conspiracy against NPCs and the widening gap between players and non-player characters underscore the pressing need for a more equitable and inclusive society. As the disparity continues to grow, addressing the systemic issues that perpetuate the exploitation and marginalization of NPCs is essential. Through collective action, government intervention, empathy, and empowerment, society can work towards dismantling existing inequalities and creating opportunities for all individuals to thrive. It is crucial to recognize the inherent value of NPCs and strive for a society where everyone is treated with fairness, dignity, and respect. By addressing the alleged conspiracy and working towards a more equitable future, we can create a world where the well-being of all individuals is prioritized and upheld.